Way the momentum swinging though, I think should be okay in that regard. Guys, we're going to be getting into game number 2. The map is Whirlwind, so let's hop straight into the game.
So spawning up in the top right position, ladies and gentlemen, we have got the blue Protoss player from cmStorm. It's PandaTank.
And his opponent spawning in the bottom right location as the blue Zerg player representing Team Dignitas. What can he do in this game? He is currently 1 game up as we have, well, I guess he's sort of reminiscing about possible lag from South Africa perhaps, but it looks like PandaTank might be lagging. I don't think this is really a situation where we really need to resume from replay, but
I don't know. There's been a whole minute. There's an Overlord and Pylon in production.
That is true, actually. That Pylon could spawn Protoss units a little bit later on in the game, but this smells to me like it might be a computer crash.
It looks a lot like it because they're both hooked up to the same internet connection at the same
very
venue.
Very good internet connection as well. So I really don't think there should be a problem with that network. PandaTank's computer may have just imploded, ladies and gentlemen, and as a direct result, we might have to wait for him to reconnect to Battle.net. He is about to get dropped from the game. I'm pretty sure somewhere in Jönköping right now, there's a South African pro gamer waving his hands about, looking for an admin, going, "Guys, can't deal with this."
Help!
And there is the end of the game. So I suspect we are going to get a remake once that is done. Just going to give a quick chat to Tefel so that he can let us know what happens a bit later.
Now, of course, the admins will be very accommodating to PandaTank because who wouldn't be accommodating to a tank that shoots pandas? As we were talking about yesterday. Is PandaTank's name a tank that is actually a panda or a tank that shoots pandas?
I want it to be a tank that shoots pandas.
I think that would be so OP.
Undeniably the most imbalanced game in the history of gaming ever.
It would be so fun as a mini-game. No, imagine. Like,
you know you were talking about spore crawlers to shot banelings?
Yes, I do. I remember that.
Which, by the way, for the record, probably end up doing less damage to mutalisks.
Yep.
But a tank that shoots pandas would actually be pretty good.
What was that game? It was like Tank Wars or something.
You're not talking World of Tanks?
No, I'm not talking World of Tanks. But that would be a great mod for World of Tanks.
I'd play the heck out of that mod for World of Tanks.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But anyway, no, if you were sitting there, it was 2D. 2D, you had like 2 little tanks, you moved around, and you had to go behind walls and just try and kill the other tank. It was probably called something really obvious, like Tank Wars.
Like, very... I used to play Battle Tanks, like, on the Game Boy, but that was single player.
It was like that, but like, it may have been that, I don't know.
But I don't remember it being 2-player.
I don't know if it's 2-player, you just had to kill other tanks. It might not be multiplayer, it may have been you. But anyway, the point being, if you had a game like that, with shot pandas, awesome.
The pandas would then become obstacles. They wouldn't move around very much.
No,
they just sit there, eat, sleep.
Yeah, eat.
Not really too much, really.
Yeah, that's pretty much like what we wish we could have been doing after about 20 hours yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. So it turns out that instead of having a nice relaxing weekend, we're opting instead to spend 12 hours a game cast.
12 hours a game!
Oh my god! It's the Naniwa game all over again!
Broodlord Infest is over, don't worry.
Yeah, okay, cool. No more Broodlord on Broodlord action. 12 hours a day casting StarCraft, and we are back in, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2. So let's hop straight into it. This time, a little bit different as far as spawning positions go, but it is Whirlwind. Let's hop in.
Now, in the top left position, we have got the green Protoss player from cmStorm. It is PandaTank. God, I love that name.
cmstorm.pandatank.
I'll give you like an 8 out of 10 for that impression, JoRoSaR.
And in the bottom right position, spawning is the blue Zerg player representing Team Dignitas, an incredibly strong European Zerg hailing from Poland. He's currently 1 game up after that incredibly successful push on Belshia Vestige. Can he do it twice in a row, though? It is dignitas.tefel.
I'm not going to try and do the impression.
No.
I just couldn't do it. So anyway, in this game, we have got PandaTank getting a pylon. Is he going to go Nexus first again? Well, it is Whirlwind. It's a big map. He scouted the close horizontal position, knows that his opponent is not there. Tefel, though, he's going very happily for a 14 pull. Then just going to expand, probably quite comfortably after that.
Will he be able to get the probe in before the expansion comes up? We'll have to wait and see. Tefel hasn't sent a drone out for the expansion just yet, so this probe does have the potential to be a little bit annoying. There's the drone coming out, and he sees it, and yes, PandaTank just about able to reverse the trajectory of that probe, and he's saying, hey mate, I know this is a whirlwind, I know it takes forever to scout, but looks like I found you early. And Tefel immediately sending a second drone out to help. He knows, ooh, very nice, and he's going to be getting the pylon blocked down as well. Now, let's keep an eye on how unbelievable annoying he wants to be here. Does he want to come back in as the pylon finishes after he's regenerated a couple of shields on this probe? It looks like he does, actually. Is he coming back in with the probe, or is he going to let the pylon finish?
Ooh,
He is
pylon finish.
Pylon finishing. All right. So these drones are going to take a reasonable amount of time. These two lings that will be able to help take it down pretty quickly indeed, and that is going to allow. Oh, is this probe coming in possibly for a gateway block?
That would be pretty insane. He does have enough money for it. He's trying to get up, and Zerglings. Zerglings there. Oh, other side. Okay, go dance. Dance, probe, dance.
Oh, almost there. PandaTank trying to go for the gateway block on Tefel, unable to do so. In the meantime, of course, PandaTank has taken his natural expansion. We have the forge already up. The first cannon is halfway complete, so there's no chance any Zerglings will be able to get here in time. And both players just going to be going into a fairly normal game after this. Slightly annoyed, I'm sure Tefel will be. But obstacles now done. Oh, and that follow-up probe going out across the map has been spotted as well and will be followed by a Zergling. So any early sneaky pylons from PandaTank here, not really going to happen anymore.
Now, having said that though, in game 1, Tefel was in no rush to take his third. He was happily just sitting back, getting lots of drones out, and just being like, yeah, everything's good.
Top 1 micro.
Yeah, it is.
Can I just say, by the way, stream chat, you guys are freaking awesome. I love all of you.
You are absolutely brilliant. We've got it open on a side screen. We've got like we have got more screen real estate here than like a cinema complex.
We basically do, guys. For the record, we're casting from my lounge at the moment. I have a studio set up with a green screen, and we have in front of us that I can see right now 5 screens. If you count phones we're tweeting from, 6. I see the tablet as well. So we have a reasonable amount of information in front of us. There are lots of things to keep a track of, but we think it's going to be worth it. A third hatchery coming down now as well for Tefel. We see a sentry being produced now just to be safe against any early aggression. Should this pylon try and get busted or something like that, we can have the force field come down here. So always useful to have a little bit of energy in store.
Now, +1 coming down. This is potentially going to be a nice little push timing with +1. PandaTank though needs to be slightly cautious because remember, back in game 1, Tefel was like, I'm going to make roaches and hydralisks and kill you. And kill him he did.
That worked very well.
It worked very well, but that's because PandaTank tried to take a very early third. PandaTank currently this game, no Stargate, so he's not going for those Phoenix, he's just sitting back, he's getting a robotics facility. This could still be the tried, the tested, Immortal Sentry push.
It could be. I mean, the 3rd and 4th gases have been taken right now. So he's only putting 2 workers on each at the moment, and back in his main base he has got all 6. So we'll see what ends up happening there. 10 drones on the way from Tefel, continuing to drone out, and he is starting his Roachborn and his lair simultaneously. So right now, things looking pretty quiet here in this particular game. This Overlord is going to get chased away by this Stalker. There will be no opportunity for him to sort of sacrifice himself for the greater good here to try and see what is being built. There's a second Overlord behind the natural though, and if he came in over here, he might be able to see the robotics facility. So we'll keep a close eye on that. 3 more gateways coming down for PandaTank.
Yeah, now he's getting the Observer out first. +1 is 3/4 done. Meanwhile, Roachborn finished a nice little scout up, sees the Chrono Boost off on the Forge.
Yeah, Chrono Boost on the Forge is really kind of useful there. So there's 1/1 upgrades are coming up for PandaTank, and he's queued up, by the way, +1 ground armor as well behind this. So it isn't a that means it's going to be a little bit longer before he actually goes for any sort of timing here, and we actually see very, very quick Colossi on the menus. The Robotics Bay gets planted down in his main base.
Meanwhile, Tefel, he has just droned and droned and droned and droned, which is good. He's also getting a lot of roaches out here too. He's up to 60 drones, so he does need another wave if he's going to do that. But for the moment, Hydra Den, Roach Warren. This is giving me deja vu.
It is giving me a little bit of deja vu as well. Let's see if Tefel wishes to handle this a little bit differently this time around, and the Overseer is going to be able to pop in and see as much as he wants to see, and it looks like the Changeling is following the Stalker around as well. So that's not going to get noticed very quickly. And yes, Tefel does see the robotics bay there. The overseer is going to go down, but since the robotics bay is up, you can safely assume there is a robotics facility. The changeling sees it anyway before getting taken out. So that's a really nice scout off there from Tefel.
Okay, the number one thing that needs to occur at the moment is that Panda Tank desperately requires to get Colossi out. But there's the infestation pit again. This is what we saw game 1. Tefel happy to go straight up to Hive to get Vipers. The chrono boost on the Colossi needs to be brilliant. Panda Tank moving out at possibly the worst moment imaginable. Oh, the units coming in. Panda Tank, see the units and run away back to your natural, please. Please, Panda Tank. JoRoSaR, he's getting outside of his natural.
Yeah, this could end up being pretty tense. I mean, oh, he's going for the third base once again. This really is a deja vu moment. Look at this guy, 7 Hydralists and 12 Zerglings coming in, going straight up to Hive. And look, Panda Tank sees this. He can see his opponent going straight up to Hive. This is going to be quite frustrating for him to deal with. Is he going to end up having to cancel the third base?
Look, he's trying to draw the units up. He's drawing the units up to be like, hey, I've got Roaches and Hydras.
And these Roaches and Hydras might just pack quite a punch. I mean, Tefel's up to 133 supply versus 97. Nice little wall off here from Panda Tank. Could assist a little bit, but Tefel is starting to make motions that he wants to go up into the natural expansion.
Yeah, he's just going to get planted straight between the natural and the third. Get himself in the sort of spot he needs where actually Panda Tank is not going to be able to defend both. That's going to be really struggling for him. Groove Spines and Roach Speed are on the way out. Roach Speed just kicking in now. Tefel not feeling quite as confident
Extended
yet.
Thermal Lance is going to be done before Grooved Spines, by the way. I think that's really, really important to note. So the Hydras are going to suffer even more in terms of range. A couple of Changelings trying to get into the natural just to see what kind of units out here, but the cannon will be able to dispatch them. This is difficult for Panda Tank because he split his army as well, so the control has to be so good. And here we go, Tefel trying to make some headway into the natural, but Extended Thermal Lance is done. Groove Spines is about to complete as well, but look how much damage those lasers are doing.
Laser's good.
Laser's good,
very good. And this now means Panda Tank probably going to force Tefel back from there. Tefel's still flooding in more units, but there are 2 things in the production tab, JoRoSaR.
There are.
Which are going to be those Colossi are a lot less scary. Vipers.
Yeah, Vipers are going to be a useful addition to this army, but it's important to point out, though, that in the last game, this push simply won Tefel the game.
It is.
It's not going to look like it doesn't look like it now. He needs Vipers in his unit composition to deal with the Colossi first. Extended Thermal Lance came down at a great time, and we actually see the Templar Archives coming down now from Panda Tank as well inside his main base. So a potential for Storm going to be very, very
and those
useful.
Feedbacks.
Yeah,
that's something else.
Feedbacks against Vipers are indeed going to be amazing lifesavers.
And the Hallucinated Phoenix going in, scouting down in the natural base, did get a look off on the Viper. That is something that's really important to Panda Tank there, because now he is a bit further aware of what could be coming down. And yeah, here comes the push from Tefel. He's maxed out. If he gets good abducts off, this is going to be really hard for Panda Tank because the Colossi count is not particularly high.
13-minute max out here. We have Roaches, we have Hydras, and we have Lings. We're going to have Vipers to reinforce this as well. Panda Tank looking like he wants to try and defend in the middle here. Good force fields going down initially, but the Colossi get abducted. 2 out of 3 of them immediately going down. Fantastic force fields from Panda Tank, it has to be said. Will he be able to hold on though? Tefel down to 194 supply. There's still so much Zerg stuff here, and the Colossus isn't on the high ground. It feels like he's stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. Another abduct. The final Colossus goes down, and Panda Tank is down to 95 supply.
This is not looking good for the South African player. Panda Tank is losing all of his stuff. Tefel just motoring his way through those abducts, picking off the one thing that could have saved Panda Tank, those Colossi. And now the might of the Swarm is punching into the third base, pressuring down. Zealots are trying to go up against it, but those Hydralists have just got so much damage. They've even got muscular augments now. There's no more Colossi in production. The third base is dying, and Tefel is rallying across the map.
Yeah, Panda Tank's just coming to terms right now. He's got 1,000 and 1,000 really banked up. He can't really do too much, sadly, at this point in time. And I think this game is over. GG, and Tefel wins the series 2-0.